Get in. So we are now live. So we'll wait a couple of minutes. All right. An attendee more.
Hi, everybody.
There you are.
It's loading head. Hold on, I gotta fix it. All right. Oi, I tell you, sometimes this works like a champ, sometimes it doesn't.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. We'll get the legal stuff out of the way. This meeting, welcome to the City Council Budget and Finance meeting of January 21st. I want you to all know that it's the 21st day of the 21st century, and at 8 o'clock it will be the 21st hour. So useless information that I found earlier. All right. This meeting is recorded by video and audio in accordance with the state open meeting law, consistent with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and banning gatherings of more than 10 people. This meeting will be conducted by remote participation. If you are calling in on a phone, you can press *9 to request to speak or raise your hand. And with that, welcome everybody to Budget and Finance meeting of January 21st. And we have with us Councilor Memhard and Councilor McCarthy, and Councilor O'Hara is with us tonight, so very exciting. And then we have all the awesome staff. Okay, tons of staff. Sorry, a little dysfunctional when things don't go smoothly. How is everybody doing?
We're here. We're here.
Alive and well.
Good. All right. So, sorry, I lost everything when I had to reboot. Give me 1 second. All right, first item on the agenda, donation from Cape Ann Veteran Services. Vanessa?
I'm gladly take this up, pinch hit for Adam. As I was saying right before the meeting started, when we were chit-chatting, I think we've seen a lot of these come through in the past 3-4 months. And I think it's a true testament to the work that Adam and V are doing for Cape Ann Veteran Services. So tonight, before you to ask if you will accept 10 business and individual donations totaling $5,958,000 to support the continued efforts for our veterans and active military families. And I ask that you accept with gratitude.
I do not see a problem with that. Definitely tons of gratitude with this one.
It's a great way to kick off 2021. And, I am sure that, Adam or myself will be here again in the near future for some additional ones.
Sounds good. Committee, do you have any questions?
Nope. Thank you.
Seeing none.
No, just a great number.
Yes, definitely. Councilor
Impressive.
O'Hara, any questions?
Nope. Thank you.
All right. I recommend the City Council accept various donations in the amount of $5,958, and I so move.
Second.
Okay. Further discussion? Definitely send our thanks. I'm sure that they've already written, and the post office have managed to delay as much as my Christmas cards. They might get them next week. So, roll call vote. Councilor Memhard.
Yes, thank you.
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you to all that donated. Yes.
Councilor Cox. Yes. Motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thanks, counselors.
No problem. All right, next item on the agenda, Archives Committee donation in the amount of $500.
Hey, Counselor Cox, I am taking this on behalf of the Archives Committee. This is an annual donation from the Daughters of American Revolution, and the Archives Committee requests your approval of this donation to support the archives.
Joanne, I don't mean to, disparage this donation at all, but looking at the list of donations from the veterans, they gave them $600. Looks like you're gonna have to step up your game.
Well, it isn't that, they do have small donations, but they don't amount to that amount of money, so I don't think we can compete with Adam.
Yeah, it's hard to compete with Adam. All right, any questions from the committee? Okay. I recommend the city council accept a donation from Cape Ann chapter of the Daughters of the Revolution, American Revolution in the amount of $500, and I so move.
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Councilor Memhard,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes, and thank you.
Councilor Cox, yes. Thank you very much. Councilor O'Hara, if you are here for a particular item, just raise your hand when we get to it, and I will make sure if you have any questions or need anything, we will address you. All right, next item on the agenda. A grant in the amount of $20,000 for the public health director.
Hi.
Welcome,
it's
Jennifer.
Hi, guys. I can speak on behalf of the $20,000 grant, which we are asking for you to accept. This was given to us for the Cape Ann Seniors on the Go initiative, and that the $20,000 was from the Beth Israel Lahey Health System. And it was to support the ongoing work that we are doing with that program through the COVID pandemic. And this funding will allow us to expand our service to all Gloucester residents age 65 and older. They will now be able to take part in scheduled trips that we have. So we'll be able to branch beyond our folks in public housing. So a great opportunity for the program.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Thanks.
Further questions from the committee?
Great program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No questions. It was great reading through both grants, the stuff that the seniors are getting. So it was great to hear.
I agree.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. I recommend the city council accept under Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, a private grant from Beth Israel Lahey Health Beverly and Addison Gilbert Hospital in the amount of $20,000 to support the additional transportation needs during COVID-19 pandemic for the city's ongoing Cape Ann Seniors on the Go program in conjunction with Cape Ann Transportation Authority. The grant program will provide safe transportation for the senior population during these trying times to access physical activity. The grant period through September 30th, 2021, and there's no local match for the grant. And I so move.
I'll second that.
Great. Welcome Scott's cat to the meeting.
This is Sima.
Any further discussion, questions? Seeing none, roll call vote. Councilor Memhard,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Cox, yes. Motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. Councilor McCarthy, you changed rooms again.
I have to move around a little bit here and there,
We're all enjoying seeing the inside of your house, room by room.
Still working on
And he's
it.
still at work. Jeez. All right. So the next item on our agenda is another grant acceptance in the amount of $24,800 from the public health director.
Yep, so I can talk on that for the health department. So this grant is again from the health system. It's part of the Beverly Hospital as St. Gilbert Hospital's annual community collaborative grant. And the $24,800 was a collaboration between Cape Ann Mass in Motion and also our public health nurse, Kelly Highland. And the hospital was looking to specifically address the digital divide. So we are using the funding to address this issue for low-income older adults here on Cape Ann, and also for those that are in our nursing homes and our long-term care facilities. So we'll be creating essentially a lending library of devices, so residents can use that to order groceries online, keeping them out of the grocery stores, being able to connect with family and friends like we all are connecting here on virtual platforms, and also to take part in virtual fitness classes. So as we look, as the pandemic is stretching on, we're really trying to find ways that we can keep people safe, but also still healthy. So that's a little bit on that.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Are you looking for donations of up-to-date usable iPads or anything like that, or
Good question. I don't know. We may possibly be able to take some donations. I never want to say no to a donation. So
I'll be done with my iPad in about 300 days.
Okay.
Don't
Jennifer-
Ken.
Yes.
Jennifer, could you speak to any training or orientation that you offer as part of this?
Sure. So it's still kind of in the works. Like we just found out about this award, which is wonderful. We will be providing the devices to the Gloucester Housing Authority, to the Rose Baker Senior Center, and then the long-term care facilities as well. We're hoping that some of our other partners that we work with within Cape Ann Mass in Motion, that we can tap into some people that might be able to offer some basic training that we could then possibly stream onto 1623 Studios for television purposes. Just a quick basic, how do you get on Zoom, or how do you grocery shop online? Things that many of us just take for granted that we know how to do, but a lot of our population, I know for the older adults that live in housing in particular, Dave Holden has said that over 50% of them have no technology access. So those are people that are not able to take advantage of grocery shopping and having it delivered so they can stay home and stay safe. So we will be looking to have some kind of instruction available, but again, during this pandemic and COVID safe kind of stuff, probably won't be an in-person training.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a quick question. One of
Sure.
the things about the vaccine is that you literally have to make the appointment through a website and
Sure.
upload your insurance information.
Yep.
So is there thought to maybe using these devices for the time being to assist with making the vaccine appointments in those situations as well?
That definitely is another use. I mean, we kind of devised this as a real lending library. So just like you go to the library and take a book out and go home and read it, you would take a device out, and then you could, for my grant, my purpose is always focused on nutrition, physical activity. So that's why I focus in on, grocery shopping or doing a virtual farmer's market. But people most definitely could, schedule their vaccine appointments online when we get to that point and use that. Because I know that's another big hurdle for people.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah,
One
great
of the things that I'd like to see, especially with I know you guys are getting inundated with volunteer requests and they're supposed to be going through the MRC, but non-medical volunteers using equipment, personal or in such like this, to go to the housing centers and help people sign up. I mean, I think it would just be a phenomenal use of time and volunteer and equipment. So I'd love to
Yeah,
help
I
out
will.
with that.
Yeah,
any
I'll
way.
share that with Karen to
Yeah.
see, if when they get to that point, what they may be doing for that. Just because I know right now, even for our program with the bus, a lot of work that we used to do pre-COVID would be going on site, having coffee hours, meeting with the residents, talking up the program. We're not able to be on site. We're not
Right.
able to do that stuff right now. So I don't know if they'll get to a point where they would allow some city staff or volunteers over to sign people up or what
Yeah.
they may be doing, but I'll pass it along for sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Councilor McCarthy, did you have anything?
No, I read through your whole program. I saw device a million times in there. Are they laptops or are they tablets or?
We'll be working to see what might be the best option. I have heard from some older adults, feedback that I've gotten is that they prefer a tablet type device, which might be easier.
Okay.
So I think that they're, what they've kind of given already as feedback might help steer us. But price and what we can get, I don't know. I'm still waiting for a refrigerator that I ordered last August. So I don't know about devices right now, how hard it's going to be.
Well, one thing they can also keep in mind too is that we always had a hard time getting the elderly or the seniors signed up for like the enhanced 911 and that type of thing.
Right. Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
lots of resources and things that we can then start pushing and getting people onto different things like that. Yeah.
No, great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, very exciting. All right. Any further questions from anyone? Okay. I recommend the City Council accept under Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, a private grant for $24,800 for FY21 Beth Israel Leahy Health Beverly and Addison Gilbert FY21 Community Collaborative Grant Regional Senior for the purpose of enhancing the city's senior on-the-go program and provide access to and literacy in use technology to help the target population of low-income older adults manage their health and reduce their social isolation. The grant period is from January 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2021, and there's no local match for this grant, and I so move.
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Councilor Memhard,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Cox, yes. Motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. Thank you very much, Jennifer.
Thanks, everyone.
You will not offend us if you would like to bow out. You're all
Okay.
set. Have a good night.
Thanks. Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. The next item, let me see, another grant acceptance, $73,912.44. Chief, you couldn't get them to round up?
I know, state government, that's the finicky.
Yeah, formulas.
So, good evening, councilors, Madam Chairwoman. This is a training grant from the state 911. These funds are used to pay our officers overtime in most circumstances to maintain their emergency medical dispatch certification, which that training is getting ready to kick off in the next week or so. It's an annual grant that we receive, like other grants from state 911. It's based on our population and call volume.
Questions from the council?
No question.
This is a standard one that we receive. So, all right. I recommend the City Council accept under Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, a state grant from the Massachusetts Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, an FY 2021 State 911 Department grant training grant program for $73,912.44. The grant period is from December 15th, 2020 through June 30th. 2021, and there's no local match for this grant, and I so move.
Second.
Further discussion? Roll call vote. Councilor Memhard,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Counselor Cox? Yes. Motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chief.
Night, Chief.
All right, so the next item on our agenda is the auditor's report. Before we get to that, though, I just want to welcome Nicole Kaiser to our first budget and finance meeting. I didn't want to embarrass you at the beginning of the meeting, so I'll do it now. Thank you for attending. Yes, Vanessa.
Melissa, it's Keyser.
Damn it.
Nicole Keyser. I always
It's
have to help you
perfectly-
with the names.
It's perfectly okay. You're not the first. If I had a nickel, I'd be retired at this point.
Okay, well, just don't mispronounce mine. We're good.
Or mine.
Hey, Vanessa, seriously, how long did it take you? I had to sit there in a budget and finance meeting and just repeat it over and over and over. And now I laugh at everybody else that mispronounces it. So Nicole Keyser, welcome to
Thank
the
you.
budget and finance meeting.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Vanessa, you couldn't call me and like do this with me before.
I'm
the
sorry.
meeting?
I don't know what I was thinking. I totally should have done that.
All right, we'll have to work on that. Okay. Before we take up Kenny's stuff, I just want to draw your attention real quick to the CPA information that is
Yep.
going to be before us next week. In the packet, what was given to us through the mayor's report, I felt was extremely inadequate. I reached out to Jill Cahill and Jamie today to get the applications uploaded, preferably sent to Grace in electronic file, if not at least dropped off with a paper file so Grace could then process them into an electronic copy. We prefer to have the full application. Also, before we address anything on the 4th, I do want to talk about the money and where we're at with the accounts. So Kenny, if you could provide that for us before the next meeting, that would be great. Especially now that we have free cash certified. So congratulations on that today.
Yep.
And there were 2 items given on our agenda that have a 0 amount. Those 2 items, the CPA committee wanted further information before awarding them. So it's likely that we will see them in an off-cycle meeting later this year. So they're still working with those 2 projects to get the information that we need. The one at City Hall requires bonding. So there were some concerns about conversation to repeal CPA because of the school. So I think that warrants further discussion on the what ifs. So CFO Dunn, if you wouldn't mind having your head in that mode on the 4th to kind of tell us what would happen if it gets repealed, especially if we're bonding something. I would appreciate it. So does anybody
Okay.
have any questions on the CPA stuff for the next meeting? Okay, great. All right, so we'll move on to the auditor's report. Did we seriously just lose Kenny?
We just lost
Oh my
Kenny.
God.
As long as he didn't lose $453,000 as well.
That's funny. Okay,
All right, well, I can speak to it if you want.
yeah, go ahead.
It's not as big as it shows here. No, it's
Really?
been, it's just been difficult. There's probably 8 or 10 transfers that are in process one way or another to cut these down. We try and stay on top of them, and some weeks are just easier than others to do that. So there will be some transfers coming forward, though, that will need council and your committee action. And I hope to have those to you sometime in February to start cleaning this off. And then, as you know, we get to the end of the year and have to move things back and forth. Keep our fingers crossed about snow and ice, and hope that we don't see any particular surprises during the balance of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sorry, my iPad's about to fall over. for not having an earthquake, I promise. I can't believe we lost Kenny after all that. He's just mad because I didn't take him first, apparently. I'm joking. All right, does anybody have any questions? Councilor McCarthy, Memhard?
John, the
No,
only
thank you.
thing I see different is you must have had a retiree in the fire department and some of the snow and ice is showing up from last month. Is that accurate?
I'm sorry, Counselor, what's your question?
I said, I don't see much different from the last month, other than you must have had a retirement in the fire department and some of the snow and ice stuff is starting to show up.
Yeah, and the snow and ice gets, the accounts that are affected here are the ones that are budgeted at relatively small numbers. So it's not, it's not where the big money is in the snow and ice department. So we'll move some things around. And yes, there was a retirement. Yes.
How's the main snow and ice?
Still has money.
3,000.
It's oftentimes hard because during the course of the year, I mean, the two big things of snow and ice is the plowing, whether it be overtime or with outside vendors, and the purchase of salt and sand. So we've got a barn that's full of salt and sand at this point, but we've already paid for it. Hopefully we don't have to use it, and it sits there and ages like fine wine for the next year.
Thank you, John.
Kenny, I thought maybe you got mad and left because I didn't take you right away.
No. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, it just everything froze on my computer.
Oh, I'm sorry. So John took over for you. There was just
I'm actually on my phone. My phone is working.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So I think we're all set. John was able to answer the questions that came up, just talking about the new stuff that popped up. So
Okay.
I think we're all
Thank
set.
you, John.
You're welcome, Kenny. It's the finance team, so.
There we go.
Yes. All right. Well, we definitely look forward to getting some more information from you guys prior to the February 4th meeting in regards to the CPA stuff. So we look forward to that. John, I was on a committee with Paul from Beverly, the city council president, and he told me to tell you hi.
Well, thank you.
He spoke very highly of you and was very upset that we stole you away.
Well, that's why I send them a Christmas card with money each year.
So he keeps talking highly about you?
To keep doing that, yes.
Okay, all right, good. All right, anything further for budget finance tonight? All right, so motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call vote, Councilor Memhard,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Cox, yes. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night. Take
Just
care.
a hair over half
Good
an
night.
hour.
Stay warm.
Good night.